Welcome to Business Book Daily. Today I'm breaking down a book about the startup decisions that can quietly shape everything that comes after, especially the decisions founders make about co-founders, equity, and control. I'll give you the big ideas, the practical business lesson, and 3 sharp insights you can post to LinkedIn today. Let's go. But first, a word from our sponsor. Want to grow your revenue without adding to your payroll? A lot of smart operators are hiring commission-only reps, experienced salespeople who only get paid when they produce results. If that sounds like a smarter way to scale, post your opportunity at commissiononly.com. Thousands of motivated reps are actively looking for performance-based roles right now. Commissiononly.com. Today's book is The Founder's Dilemmas by Noam Wasserman. Wasserman is a startup scholar and professor who spent years studying the hard choices founders face when building companies. His core argument is simple. Many of the biggest startup mistakes happen long before product market fit, fundraising, or scale. They happen when founders make bad people decisions early and then have to live with them later. That's what makes this book so useful. Most founders think the biggest threats are outside the company: competitors, market timing, customer demand, cash. Wasserman shows that some of the most expensive problems start inside the company instead. The wrong co-founder, a vague leadership setup, a rushed equity split, a founder who wants total control but keeps making decisions that slowly give it away. One of the strongest ideas in the book is the trade-off between being rich and being king. Founders often want both. They want to build the most valuable company possible, and they want to stay fully in charge. Sometimes those goals line up. Often they don't. The decisions that help a company grow faster, like bringing in investors, experienced executives, or stronger governance, can also reduce the founder's control. Wasserman's point is that founders need to be honest early about which outcome matters more. He also makes a strong case that co-founder decisions are often too emotional and not strategic enough. A lot of founders choose partners because they trust them, like them, or have history with them. That's understandable, but it's not enough. A co-founder should fill a real gap in skill, judgment, or execution. Comfort is nice. Complementary value is better. Another important point is that equal equity splits often feel fair in the moment and become a disaster later. A 50-50 split can avoid an awkward conversation on day one, but it may ignore who took the initial risk, who's working full-time, who joined later, and who's easier to replace. What looks polite early can look wildly unfair once the business starts moving. So how do you apply this? Start by asking what you actually want from the business. Do you want maximum growth, maximum control, or some balance of both? If you don't answer that question early, you'll make messy decisions later. Next, if you're bringing in a co-founder, write down exactly why. What skill gap does this person fill? What decisions will they own? How much time are they committing? What happens if they leave? How will you handle disputes? If the answers are fuzzy, the partnership is too. Then take a hard look at equity. Don't default to equal just because it feels easy. Ownership should reflect timing, contribution, risk, commitment, and long-term value. And if equity is involved, vesting should be too. Now here are 3 insights worth sharing. First, most startup blow-ups don't start with the product. They start with founder decisions that felt easy early and got expensive later. Second, equal equity splits often avoid conflict on day 1 and create it on day 500. Third, founders face one hidden question early. Do you want to be rich or do you want to be king? The more honest you are about that trade-off, the better your decisions get. Today's closing sponsor is memoirghostwriting.com. If you've been sitting on a business book idea, these are the people to call. They work with founders, executives, and industry experts to turn hard-won ideas into books that build authority, attract leads, and open doors. They handle everything from interviews to writing to editing to publishing. If there's a book in your head that should already be helping your business, learn more at memoirghostwriting.com. That's it for today. See you next time.